I'll start off with a motion of denial of the people.
Good afternoon, respected dignitaries.
Just for the people you're associated with.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. Please introduce yourself.
My name
for
is
the
Dr.
record.
Sanjay Salunke.
Dr. Upinder Singh Bansal.
And I'm Leon Richards.
Chris Giorgetti from Santoro and Giorgetti.
Mike Santoro.
The real Mike Santoro.
The original.
The original.
The original Mike
Original.
Santoro.
Okay.
No,
Chris, you're Chris, right? Are you a consultant or are you part of the school?
No, they did a letter of representation, so we submitted everything from Santoro and Giorgetti.
Okay, but you're not the director of the school.
That's Dr. Bansal.
Okay, because you're listed here as a director. Okay. Chair will entertain a motion.
Move to accept staff recommendation.
I have a motion by Nancy Bradley. Do I have a second?
Second.
That was a tie by Dr. Matos and Lynn Mulheron.
Second
She's
and
spirited
third.
and nice, so you take her. I have a question,
Go ahead.
if I may. So, is your intention to accept international students?
Yes, ma'am.
I figure. And where are you going to be advertising? And where do you plan to concentrate your efforts to allure students from abroad to get your programs?
Yeah, we will be doing digital marketing, and also we have the corporate relationships in India a lot, and the Indian working professionals look forward to the US education system, because like the Bachelor of Engineering, Bachelor of Technology, there is nothing as MS in India. There is MSc, Master of Science, and fortunately the UK system, and they want to do MS. And we got a request from the corporate working professionals, so why don't we have MS in India? So we said we cannot do in India. So they said, why don't you go to US and bring that? Because we are working professionals, we cannot go to US, but while working in India, we want to do online. So the IT guys from JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Barclays, Credit Suisse, Northern Trust, Deloitte, are all these people who are very keen to do MS.
So I understand the concept, which is wonderful. But and I don't know if you know this, but have you, how can I say this, in a supporting role, have you reached out to the Ministry of Education to ensure then when the professionals graduate with a degree from the United States, the degree, which is not existent in India, which I totally agree, will be able to be recognized?
We are more focused on the private sector, not
On the what?
The private sector, the private companies like Citibank, Bank of America, JP Morgan. So these working professionals are already working down there. Now they want to climb the corporate ladder.
I understand all of that, but have you performed your due diligence to ensure that the degree will be recognized by the Ministry of Education in India?
Yes,
You
that's how the students...
You have done the reach out.
No, the thing is like any qualification from an approved institution from US is acceptable.
Not all the time, because I happen to have experience working in India and Pakistan. So my recommendation to you is that if you, as you continue on, you are concentrating on one industry, and even within that industry, there are times that they are asking for what is called recognition of the degree. It wouldn't hurt. And again, this is our strong recommendation from someone that has worked with the government, to make sure that as you continue to grow, you will get some recognition for the degree in India. Okay? And you actually speak with you can start with the embassy here in the United States of India. They have individuals that work with that, and then you continue on with the Ministry of Education over there.
Okay, yeah.
Mr. Chair, question about your online classes. I didn't see anything in the materials that explained how you're going to be preparing your faculty, and then how you will be preventing any plagiarism in the online environment. So can you tell me a little bit about those
We
the
have
preparation
we will be
protections?
using the technological products like Canvas, the LMS, Learn, the e-library, right? And the faculties will be all from US. So already we have submitted the biodatas, notarized of the faculties, also the acceptance letter to CI.
Okay.
And they,
And,
let me-
sorry, yeah.
they have added a large percentage of their revenue into faculty development and training. If you
Okay.
look at the finances, their plan is to make sure that the faculty are well-developed and can continue to deliver the curriculums as they need to.
Yeah. Okay, great. And so will you have someone that's designated to following up on the courses themselves online to track for, quality assurance purposes?
Dr. Richards is the Chief Academic Officer.
Okay.
Yeah. He had been the Chancellor of Kapilini Community College under the University of Hawaii.
So what sorts of protections and safeguards will you have in place
Yes,
for
since we-
monitoring the classroom?
Thank you. Since we will be using the Canvas system, it has built-in modules for tracking students, for also faculty module for evaluations. And so this is why we're using the Canvas system.
So
with those
all of
built-in
it is in the
products.
Canvas system. So so you and others on your team will follow up on the Canvas system
Yes,
to
as
ensure
the
that.
Chief Academic Officer, this is my job. And plus, there will probably be department chairs and deans for the various programs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chair.
Go ahead, Doug.
Okay. Just a couple of questions. So where are the teachers going to be located who are teaching on this online university? Where are they physically located?
All across the US.
In the
The
United States?
majority from Florida.
Mostly in Florida?
And that is why we came to Florida, because Florida is known for good faculties. Then in India, Florida is known for NASA, then Disney, and the industry and IT altogether. So we wanted a state which is respected and acceptable to the corporates in India. That's how we thought of California and Florida. But California, BPP takes long time, maybe 2 years and 2.5 years, and so.
Yeah. Because you put in your application that your administrative office will measure 500 square feet. So you're going to run your whole school out of 500 square feet, is that right?
Yeah, initially, and then slowly we will, as the number increases, enrollment, we will expand.
Uh-huh.
And eventually, after 2 or 3 years, once we stabilize properly, we want to come to brick and mortar model after the online for success.
Yeah, so that seems small. Our hotel rooms are 350 square feet here in this building. You put an enrollment forecast of 890 students the first year, 800, almost 900 students,
Yes, sir.
and then you followed it up with 40% a year, and that's what you based your
Yes, sir.
estimates on. That's a very high amount of students.
Yes, sir. With due respect, just to brief you, India is 1.3 billion population. And the company I'm associated in India, in last 8 years, we have enrolled more than 100,000 online students for the MBA program. So that exposure is there. And we have B2B teams which goes to the corporates and explains how the managerial talent can be grown up to the senior positions like CEO and COO. That's how we do it.
Interesting.
So basically, your online students are going to come from India, even though you are licensed in Florida.
Yeah, it is open to all, and that's why we made it little affordable. If you look at the fee structure also, it's very affordable. We want to give quality online education, because the masses in India cannot afford maybe $20,000 and $15,000 fees. So that's how majority portion is from India. Maybe. To just give an example, if you permit me to talk for 1 minute, here you have a fantastic system, education system. The working professionals in India, after masters, they get stagnated. They don't have further scope, only PhD, which for a working professional is very difficult to do full-time research studies. You have DBA, which is fantastic for the working professionals. So that's what my attempt and our team attempt is, to take that wonderful education system and educate the masses in India. Thank you.
How does this compare cost-wise? This program, how does it compare cost-wise that the students pay compared to in India? Is this a lot of money or?
No, compared to India, it is little costlier, but compared to, again, US online programs, it is affordable.
It's very, very high.
Okay.
How are you going to recruit these 800 students?
We approach the corporates and we meet the HR departments and we tell them how their managers can be trained and groomed to grow up for the senior positions. Then they give us an opportunity to give a presentation to their employees, and that's how we work.
So you're going to spend $1,000 a month on advertising, $10,000 a year for 800 and something students.
Yeah, because the cost, operational cost in India is very less.
So the advertising is going to come out of India?
Partly slowly here we'll have increased staff.
But are you going to sign an agreement for digital advertising in India?
Yeah, we will sign up with the
Yeah,
Indian company.
okay, so it's substantially less.
It doesn't seem like a lot of money when we're talking about $1,000 to recruit, 900 students.
So are you going to have a call center in India?
Something, yes.
You are?
Yeah.
Is that included in your budget?
Yeah, we have done the necessary provisions in the financial cash flows and all.
So you're going to have an office in the United States, but then the recruiting operations are going to be in India?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Basically, the schools in India.
What?
Well, they have a physical location in the United States, and they have the recruitment efforts in India.
Mr. Chair, may I?
Sure.
Okay, some of my questions have already been answered, but just to clarify, are you going to be looking to recruit any Florida students?
We are open to all across the globe.
You are open to all, so are you going to run, or do you have advertising prepared to run in Florida?
Yeah, we will do it. Once we get the provisional approval, we will do the necessary work.
Okay, but your primary focus is overseas?
Yeah.
So do you have any plans for those students to be able to come and work in the United States?
No, because they're working professionals. And if we tell the companies that we will send them to US, then they will be jittery about it. They will not allow us to enter the corporates. It's online, that's why. Yeah.
And your teachers are all here in the United
All
States?
US faculties.
So your program is offered in English?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
Are you going to have it, I don't know the culture, Indian culture. Is English a predominant?
Yes,
Yes, it
yes.
is.
For the
It is.
masters, yes.
So that's not an issue as far as students being able to comprehend?
Yes, ma'am. And they're all working for multinationals like JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, Barclays, Credit Suisse, and all those good companies. And the corporates in India, the multinationals, want this Indian population to learn the international business law, international business culture. That's how this US education to them. And that's the demand for that, for online, because they cannot come here.
And I don't remember if it was already covered. Do you have affiliation with any other institutions?
No.
So you don't have a school in India?
No, we don't have. We have a brick and mortar model. I am a director of a brick and mortar school, which is a full-time, 2 years, Government of India approved MBA school.
You do have that?
Yeah. But that has nothing to do with this, because that's into only MBA,
It's an
independent.
MBA only? Or
Yeah,
up
yeah.
to an MBA?
No, only MBA.
So your students from there, do you anticipate them
No.
coming to this school?
No.
Why?
We can give an option, but once they complete that 2 years MBA, they are placed from the campus. It's 100% placement down there. So there are more offers than the number of students. So they may not like to do the second degree. Later on, after 2 years, they might come for this degree. I don't know.
May I, Ms. Bradley? Okay, so let me try to understand this. You have a private secondary school in India, correct?
The MBA school.
MBA.
You have the MBA. Do you offer any technical degrees in India?
No.
Okay, so you have an MBA program that is a residential program in India.
That's right.
And what is the name of that institution?
I feel Institute for Future Education, Entrepreneurship and Leadership. That's more focused on entrepreneurship and leadership model.
Okay, and that MBA program, is it modeled after the U.S. MBA program, or is it modeled through an international model for master's degree programs?
It's-
And I was going to say, let me just say, is it modeled after the UK system, or is it modeled after the United States system? Sorry.
It's a combination, it's an international model. kind of thing.
What degree do you get?
There it is called as PGDM.
I'm sorry?
PGDM, Postgraduate Diploma in Management, because the government of India, there's a body called as like CIE,
Yeah.
AICTE, All India Council for Technical Education. So they have that degree specified like that.
Okay, and then that specific program, when the students graduate for that postgraduate degree, this is deja vu. I can't believe that I have to go back to my brain now to remember all of this stuff in the Indian education system. So when they finish that program, can they transfer? Can you do then an equivalency of those credits to make it into this school?
We have not thought of it right now. We look at a possibility that after they work in the industry for 2 years or 3 years, they might come for the DBA with the US program.
Do you require that there would be working professionals to come here? Because I didn't see that in your catalog. Is that part of your admissions requirement?
No.
Okay. And then the students that you keep on talking about all of these industries. Do you have any kind of agreement with these industries, either via tuition reimbursement or any kind of financial monetary contribution to your institution so the students can come and study at this university?
No.
No?
They
Okay.
don't give any monetary.
All right.
I just have a comment. You have a school in India. Okay, you want to start this university here. Your budget basically supports enrolling 3 to 4 students at $10,000. Average cost is about $2,500 per start. And you said you're going to recruit students here in the U.S. You are going to recruit students in India. Basically, you're looking for a United States designation on your school to attract the students from India. So why don't you just open a school in India, and why here?
Because they like the US education system. So all these working professionals, as I said, after BE and BTech, they don't want to do MSc. They want MS from US because that is much in demand in India.
Okay.
They want the US faculties to teach. That's how they are.
My contingency is that you get real with your budget
Okay.
and that they resubmit a budget that makes sense to support 800 students. You can change the number if you want, but your budget does not match up to what you're talking about. Just plain and simple. So,
Can we by rule, this is for council, can we by rule require a marketing plan that outlines the recruiting efforts or plan to attract students from Florida? Can we do that by rule?
no.
I don't believe there's anything like that. There's the business plan, which we have incorporated in the rule.
No, I'm going.
For the business plan, but the budget is your business plan expressed in a monetary format. So if advertising and marketing is under that, then we can require that because it's part of the budget.
Well, typically in an educational entity, you do have to have advertising and recruitment efforts, so we can have a breakdown of what it's going to be
That's what I'm
spent to
saying.
recruit Florida. Can we add that as a contingency since you're asking for real budget?
Well, yeah, I mean, maybe not just Florida, but we can ask for how they're going to, dollars are putting down, how much does it cost to advertise in India, the cost here in the United States.
Yeah.
They're in 500 square foot office. Does that include the bathrooms or the bathrooms in the hallway somewhere? Library resources. Did you sign an agreement?
Yes, we
With
have
who?
submitted all the copies of Canvas agreement, Learn agreement we have submitted.
It's already paid for.
Yeah.
Okay,
And
where's the gentleman from Learn?
He's back there.
Where are you?
Andrew?
Andrew, what agreement did they sign?
Hi, for the record, Andrew Anderson from Learn. They have a membership agreement with us and have signed up for resources from 6 different vendors to support their programs,
Okay, and what's their annual dues?
showing $939 for our minimum levels right now since they have no students.
Okay, you're offering 2 masters and a DBA.
yes, sir.
Okay, I wish I was paying $900 for my subscription. But it is, you need to have the library resources. I question what you're doing with Learn, even though you don't have, even if you have 1 or 2 or 3 students, okay, they still need to have the library resources in order to go for 2, master's and doctorate programs.
We are there.
Okay? So I just find, again, I go back to your budget, it has to be redone and submitted. Along with that is your business plan, breaking out in each of the different areas of the budget, Chris?
Yeah.
Okay? The business plan that corresponds with each of the section of the budget. Yeah, and justification of, how you're going to make $1 million the first year, okay, or 923,000. Okay, if everybody could do that, heck,
Go to India, right?
That's my point. That's my point.
Yeah, I know.
Is this a United States school or does this school is really an India school? Okay.
If I can, their goal is to bring a brick and mortar
Well,
institution. So that,
Well, I heard that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Initially, we invested $100,000. If required more, we can immediately, once we get an approval, we can pump in more money. That's not a problem.
I understand that, okay, but looking at your numbers and looking at, it doesn't support 800 students.
we'll revisit the budget and resubmit.
Budget and business plan, and they need to tie together. So like when you get to advertising and marketing, you need to talk about, the recruitment, what your projected cost per start, cost in India to advertise, cost here, because the gentleman's already on the record by saying that, we are going to recruit students from the United States, okay? At $1,000 a month, okay, that's a half a student. So 2 plus 2 is equaling 5 on this, okay?
Sir? Mr. Chair? Oh, I'm sorry. So, and I'm going to go piggyback on what Mr. Castillo says. You're thinking about recruiting and actually having an active learning population, 900 students who are going to be pursuing a degree for 2 programs. Who is actually going to direct online learning at your institution for 900 students?
The technical staff, the registrar will be here, appointed. The CAO is here.
So you are going to monitor online classroom activity for 900 students?
The faculties will be there.
Faculty, and also there will be at least a department chair and a dean that will be working with me.
Okay. And they are going to, and they will be the ones in charge of distance education, monitoring distance education learning, asynchronous learning.
Yes,
Okay.
because we are recruiting faculty that have a background in distance education.
Totally get it.
Yes.
I just hope
Thank you.
that you have someone that will direct the delivery and monitoring of students in an online asynchronous learning environment. And I'm sure that Mr. Santoro can tell you all about that.
Mr. Chair.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
why I
Ms.
asked
Bradley.
with the QA
Yeah.
person.
I think Mr.
No, no,
Ferguson.
go ahead. That we'll-
You want me to go? Okay. Question for the 3 employees, or are you all, where are you going to be working?
Both of them will be in US, I will be in India.
So the 2 of you will start off, you'll be there in the US, so when Carlos comes to visit you, he'll see the 2 of you there. Okay. If we have not collected it already, I would like to add as a contingency for us to be able to collect from the institution a sample of all of their advertising.
We have,
And in English,
it's in English.
and you may have already submitted some
We did not.
proposed, but since it keeps coming up about recruiting in the United States, you're going to need to have
Additional hours.
something here too, whether it's your website or, if you're running 2 websites, whatever it is that you're doing to attract students, we need to see that.
31
Okay.
years of marriage can do.
So you're advertising in Urdu as well? It's Urdu, right? Urdu, the official language in India?
Ma'am, the official language is not Urdu. The
It's
official language is
English.
Hindi. Urdu is Pakistan.
That's right. I'm sorry about that. My apologies.
Hindi.
Is the advertising going to be in that language as well?
No, only English.
Only English.
Okay.
So your advertising in India is going to be in English?
Yes, ma'am.
Everything in English,
Okay, so then it should be easy?
Yeah.
No translation necessary?
not required.
Okay.
These are all
that's good.
qualified Bachelor of Technology, Bachelor of Engineering, or Master of Business Administration. So they're all well-positioned working professions.
Okay,
And all the advertising submitted so far has been in English.
okay, all right.
typical.
So whatever it is, even, what you propose, like say you want to run something in Florida, that
Attach that.
we have that as well. Okay.
Ferguson?
Are you guys out of California originally?
Sorry?
Are you guys out of California
I'm
originally?
based in Los
The-
Angeles.
The left coast.
I'm based in Los Angeles.
Okay,
Currently, he's there.
I'm currently in Los
what do you have, anything in California?
We have submitted an application to BPP.
Sorry.
We have submitted the application to BPP,
Completely separate.
The Bureau.
They didn't get
the
in.
Bureau for Post-Secondary.
I think you said earlier it's taken so long
Yeah.
to get a license in California, so you decided to come to Florida.
But you just said that they
That's
were
kind
going
of
to be-
scary, actually.
To Sunshine State.
California's probably pretty darn easy. What did you do in California, Mr. Santoro, that you could not get them licensed out there? I know California, and I know how easy it is, so tell me why they could not get a license in California. I don't want any bull. What I want to know is why they did not get a license in California.
No, the application submitted, it takes long time. Yeah.
There's been no
action years. on
it at all. No action. No yes, no, nothing.
I'm happy to tell you that here the CI is functioning very
Okay,
fast.
let me start over.
Yeah.
California is pretty dadgum easy to have a school, to have an institution, to have a private whatever. I think probably a lot of the commissioners would agree with me. California is pretty easy. So I'll ask you again, what happened that you're not able to have a school in California? I've known you a very long time, so let's don't.
Okay.
It takes a long time. It took a long time. We've heard nothing from those people. Why? I don't know why.
Sir, can I answer, please?
There's got to be,
Sir,
I guess I could call California and ask, but I thought it would be easier if I asked
So
you
we
guys.
submitted the application in July last year. We have not heard anything from them so far. We attended a seminar of BPPE. We were also informed over there that it's a
You
long
can
process.
open a law school in California and not be a member of the bar. So I don't understand what the issue was that you guys could not get licensed. You applied in 2016, is that right?
No.
No.
2017 July. 2017 July, sir.
And sorry to say, but BPP accepts they have shortage of staff and it takes long time. And we were very happy here the way CI responded. Any questions they had, they used to write to us and we will respond. It's very prompt.
Because we have to.
We didn't do California.
Yeah,
so
we didn't
I
do
don't know
California.
But they came to us and said, there's nothing, they've heard nothing. So
Have you called them? What have they told you in California?
Sorry?
Have you called in California to say, hey, what's going on with their application?
We have a consultant and he said it takes long time there.
I would tell you if I knew.
I know, okay, Mike. You didn't tell me originally that you weren't involved with them when they were in California.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
There's
So I'm
modern
still- so-
technology now, called internet, telephone, text,
So I'm still confused, Mr.
email.
I'm confused, Mr. Ferguson, and I'm going to go to the school. Ms. Bradley, you asked who is in Florida operating, and you replied, who's going to be? You are going to be in
two.
Florida,
Yeah.
and you are going to, but you just said that you live in California.
No, after we get an approval,
After we
he
get
will
approval, I'll be here, ma'am. I mean, we haven't,
Okay,
You
so
what?
you're moving from California to
Yeah.
Florida?
yeah, I can move here. It's not a problem, really.
Oh, it's not a problem with me either. It's just, I just want to make sure that we're not getting, lots of information that may not align later on.
Right.
Okay. So you are currently a resident of California, and upon approval, you will be physically moving to the state of Florida, beautiful Central Florida, Mickey's house. Okay? Just for the record.
And just instructions to staff, who has this school? Callie?
Callie's got them all today.
Callie gets the trouble.
I almost said DeWalt, but
The problem child.
I don't want to repeat that joke again. Please make sure that when the budget comes in, match it up to the business plan, that every section aligns, and I think Mr. Joey can certainly assist you in that as well. Okay, is there any further discussion? Call the question. All those in favor, say by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Aye. So motion carries. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, sir.
And welcome
Thank you,
to
ma'am.
Florida.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.